Welcome into the 24/7 Sports YouTube page. I'm Emily Proud alongside Carl Reed and Smoke Dixon here to hit on some of the biggest headlines in the world of college football. And we start in College Station, Texas. Jimbo Fisher out as head coach of Texas A&M. And Carl, I'll start with you here. Why do you think that Jimbo didn't work at A&M?
I think that Jimbo had a lot of struggles with the inner workings of the program. They recruited at a high level at Texas A&M. I still do believe that Jimbo Fisher can coach football, offensive football, really well. But when you recruit the amount of 5 stars that he had, the amount of 4 stars, they don't have a director of player personnel at Texas A&M. You need coaches and you need support staff that can manage the egos, that can manage the discipline. And a lot of those discipline and ego things got away from Jimbo and the staff at Texas A&M. Reports of guys smoking weed in the locker room, having to suspend top players multiple times. To me, it just looked like a discipline got away. They had the recruiting model in place. They had an X and O model in place. But the way they dealt with and developed players is what got away from Jimbo Fisher.
Well, when you look at a head coach and say what went wrong, like what was right to begin with? When he left Florida State cupboard bare. Florida State's just recovering from what Jimbo's stink was at Florida State now. That's through 2 coaches already. So to begin, I don't think he was the right coach for the Texas job, but that's another day, another time for that. Now, what went wrong with Jimbo? Structure. When you go to Texas A&M, you have to have a philosophy going in, understanding recruiting in the state of Texas, understand the people that you got to shake hands, rub shoulders with, the Texas High School Association. You got to be good friends with those people. If you turn your nose up at them, it's a death sentence that you're asking yourself to get. And he received it and he got it. Now, when you talk about recruiting and the personnel department, you have to be on top of that because that's what college football has become. It's now the NFL model where you have to separate high school recruiting, transfer portal, but have a personnel department that you can lean on and not ask your coaches to evaluate the talent, develop the talent, and also get the talent out of trouble when they do get into that. So structurally, didn't have that. Discipline. Never been a true disciplinarian, just understanding who he is. And when you aren't a true disciplinarian, you have to worry about the people that you bring inside your program. Now you have the 4 stars and you have the 5 stars. You're going to have some issues with your 5 stars because they're 5 stars for a reason. They can play, but 5-star have 5-star problems. Now, did you get the right coaches? Because everyone believes that when you get a head coaching job, it's only the players. No, you have to evaluate the people within your building. And when you have people with discipline issues, you got to get a disciplinarian. Didn't see that coming, right? And he didn't take care of that. Now, this NIL thing got a hold of him. They went at it with big Texas money. Everyone that wanted money, here you go. But again, you weren't evaluating the talent that you were giving it to. So now you're upside down in the NIL world, and you have failed because of that. Now, we all understand that when you do give a lot of the players a lot of money that don't deserve it, your locker room is now messed up because the guys that can play aren't getting the money. The young guys that are coming in that aren't playing are getting it. So I'm looking at you sideways like, hey, where's my money at? Now you're losing leadership. And when you lose leadership, you lose discipline, you lose play, and now it's the players against you. And that's what we saw at Texas A&M.
And kind of what you were both talking about is those increased expectations at a place like Texas A&M because of all the resources that you have. You have a great setup for NIL. You're in the state of Texas, which is incredibly talent rich. You have all that opportunity. So if Texas A&M seemingly has it all, why haven't they won a national championship since the 30s?
It's the head coach. You got to hire the right person. And they tried it going to the NFL model with Coach Sherman. Failed just because, again, he didn't understand big Texas recruiting structure and getting that right. You got with Kevin Sumlin. Kevin did an awesome job of getting the talent, but again, discipline fell outside of his hands because of Johnny Manziel issue. But again, you have to hire the right person. You got to bring out that checkbook.
Has it been all wrong since 1939? I mean, is there anything at Texas A&M that could use some fixing?
I think it's also deeper than, I think you have to look deeper than just the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. Anytime somebody takes over one of those jobs in the state of Texas, we talk about the Texas high school coaches. We talk about the Texas high school players. If you want to win national championships, you can't do that recruiting only guys from the state of Texas. Guys who win national championships, They get the top 100 players in the country. If there's 8 of those kids in Texas, those are the only 8 kids that you can recruit for your university. And you have to be able to go nationally to get the other guys who can compete against Alabama, who can compete against Georgia. Brock Bowers, many people think is the top football player in the country. He is from California, playing for the University of Georgia. You have to go wherever the top players are. You cannot just look at Texas high schools. You cannot just spend all your time catering to Texas high school coaches. If you want to be a national championship team, that'll get you 8 wins. It'll get you 9 sometimes, but it will not compete. You will not be able to compete for a national championship only recruiting in the state of Texas.
Texas pride, I guess you can't win with it. So I guess that's what it is.
Well, that's not fun. We have to give the Aggies fans some hope here. So they haven't made the right hire. Give me 2 names who should be the head coach at Texas A&M.
Let me put my AD hat on.
Okay.
Here you go. You ready? First candidate, Urban Meyer. Proven, structure, understands talent, winner. My number 2, that is going to come out of left field. Try it. Got to bring that checkbook out and say, Nick, let's get out of Alabama. You're 72 years old. I know, that's my alma mater. You're 72 years old. It's been a dynasty. So let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
They're going to kick you out of Tuscaloosa.
Man, I've been kicked out. You get rid of the Alabama dynasty by taking away their head coach. Put them in A&M, you got your guy. And understanding NIL, transfer portal, Nick can take possibly the Louis bag, but we're going to do something different.
Nick is the most powerful person in all of college football smoke. Why does he leave Alabama, where he is more powerful than the governor? He runs the school. The president and the AD answer to him. Why does he want to go deal with Texas boosters? Why does he want to go deal with the Texas High School Coaches Association? He has everything that he wants, and his program is on autopilot. No, it's only one other program in the country right now that can consistently compete against Alabama, and that's Georgia. Why does Nick do
You're a
that?
pilot, and you've been a head coach before. 2 things that drive you: ego. Someone tells you that you can't. What do you wake up and say? Yep, I can. So we understand that Nick is driven by his ego, and he wants to prove it again.
Who's telling Nick Saban he can't do anything?
The world.
I'm not.
I've heard Alabama's coming to the end. This ain't it. Nick, you can't do it anywhere else.
You've heard that for the last 10 years.
And I've proven you wrong. So why not go to Texas A&M and prove you wrong again? The worst thing to do is fly a jet or airline on autopilot. At some point, you got to land this thing and take control of it. I think this is a great challenge for Nick Saban to say, you know what? Not only am I the greatest coach in Alabama history, I followed the bear there, trumped that. You know where else the bear coach? A&M. Watch out, I'm telling you.
That statement about Nick is as ludicrous as putting on 2 left shoes.
Carl, give me your names.
Emily, I'm going to go here first with Coach Dabo Swinney, the Clemson head coach. When I look at the Clemson program right now, they've taken a step back, but they haven't taken a step back because Coach Swinney forgot how to coach football and how to run a program. In this new era of NIL, I don't think that he has the support from a collective that can provide him with the money to get some of the top recruits in the country. They're losing some of these guys at the end because of the financial disparity. There are a lot of big-time recruits that I've talked to that like Clemson, that want to play at Clemson. There's some transfer portal guys that would like to go to Clemson, but the money is not on par with what some other people are doing. Dabo Swinney is still in the prime of his coaching career. He could go to Texas A&M, who's already proven that they have the collective and that they have the financial backing for them to win every single recruiting battle. He has the charisma to go in front of the Texas high school coaches, and everybody would be glad to see him. He can build relationships with everybody. His starting quarterback at Clemson now is a Texas high school former superstar. So Dabo is a guy who easily, you go to him with the blank checkbook and you make him tell you no. The second guy that I would go with is a guy who already has shown he can win a national championship in the state of Texas, Mack Brown. Nobody understands the state of Texas the way that Mack Brown does. Former national championship winning coach for the Longhorns, has a Heisman contender in Drake May, has proven he still has a little gas left in his pitching arm. He can still recruit at a high level. I think that he has the program infrastructure where he could go in a place like that, deal with the boosters, deal with the people that you have to deal with, and also understands how to recruit on a national level outside the state of Texas, which is key if you want to win a national championship.
So you shoot down my old guy.
We got two 72-year-olds
And you bring in an
starting
older
over at
guy.
A&M.
There.
They're technically both 72. I didn't look up the
I brought in an
months,
old
but-
guy that still has something to prove. You bring in
Every
it's a
coach
different-
has something to prove. How many championships did you win in high school?
one.
How many?
One.
One. Do you not have that urge to go get
No,
two?
do not tell Carl to get back into coaching.
I don't want you to go back
We want
in.
him here at this desk, Smoke.
But that urge of saying, you know what? I can go out there and compete with these young boys. That's what makes you the elite coach. That's what makes Nick Nick. He's driven from the inside. Forget what the outside world is saying. A few years ago, that Texas deal was real. It's going to cost you about $200 million.
They got it.
Man, that's
They got
easy.
it.
You know that's easy money. So to go there to take his people with him, you can take a staff and players. Not like it was 10 years ago where people had to sit out. No, this thing will start next year because you can get whoever you want with you and have a realistic opportunity. You already know what Cash does. What does Cash do?
Cash rules everything around.
Everything around all of us.
But listen to this. Return of the Mac.
Oh my God.
Return of the Mac.
That Mac attack's done.
Return of the Mac.
Okay, this was a very interesting conversation. I will just go ahead and guarantee that of all the coaching lists and names and candidates that you're seeing out there, these are 4 new ones I don't think that we've seen discussed. So that's why you are a subscriber of the 24/7 Sports YouTube page, because we bring you some new and interesting ideas, and I have a feeling that you're going to need some time to digest all of this. So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye, but thank you both
Appreciate
for
it.
the great conversation.